What's up, Brook family? This is Pastor Jeremy, and today we're going to discover from Philippians chapter 2, verses 12 through 18. And we always want to ask the question, what do I see? We never want to read into the text. We want to draw out what's already there, and we want to write down those observations. Through this passage, what we'll see is the evidence of salvation. I think I spelled that wrong, which is okay. We're going to look at what it looks like to be lights in the world. And then we're going to look at a reason for joy, or reasons for joy in the midst of suffering. Okay, I'm not going to read the entire passage. Before you watch this video, it might be good for you to read the passage, make some observations, and then look at this video. So starting out with verse 12, what we see is that this passage starts out with the word therefore, which points back to what was just said. Okay, and what we see is that Jesus Christ, in the passages before, he's used as an example for one that served the church, served sinners through his death and resurrection. Okay, he humbled himself. So here, he is commanding them to work out their salvation. Okay, and I'll explain what that means in a second, with fear and trembling. That's the attitude that they're supposed to work out their salvation. And he writes the word work 3 times. Okay, so what does it mean to work out your salvation? What it means to work out your salvation with fear and trembling is that God works in you in such a way that the salvation that you possess, its quality, works out of you in community. And that's why he says it is God who works in you. And he says both to will and to work for his good pleasure. So the evidence of salvation is the desire that God places in you or births in you, and the deeds that are worked out in community. When he says both to will and to work, that's what it most likely means, since he's talking about the community. And then in verses 14 and 15, he uses a simile of what their lives as a community is to look like in the world. And he says that you are to shine as lights in the world. Okay, what does that look like? It looks like them being blameless, innocent, as children of God, without blemish. Okay, and those who hold fast to the word of life. Okay, and that whenever you see the word of truth or the word of life in any text, it's a reference to the gospel. Okay. Then at the end here, he gives us a reason for joy in suffering. He's writing this from prison, and not knowing if he's going to be martyred. And he draws this interplay of a drink offering and a sacrificial offering. When he uses the term drink offering, what he's indicating is his death. Okay? And when he says sacrificial offering of their faith, what he's indicating is the strengthening of their faith. Okay? So what he's saying is that he's glad and he's rejoicing with them, and they should also be glad and rejoice with him, because if he dies, it means that they will be strengthened in their faith regardless. All right, so those are some basic observations. I'm sure you can find some more. As you make your observations, continue to ask the question, how does this relate to the death and resurrection of Jesus?